Hello children, in previous video we were discussing about the lesson The Sound of Music. In that the second part, the Shehnai of Bismillah Khan, the biography written by Deborah Cowley. Let me just brief you about the highlights before going to the next part. See children, Emperor Aurangzeb banned the playing of pungi, but it was revived by a barber in his court with some improvisation and got a name Shehnai. The sound of Shehnai was considered auspicious and it is a part of North Indian wedding. Earlier, Bismillah Khan was a player of Gilli Danda, but later on he earned Bharata Ratna in 2001. Everyone from Bismillah Khan's family was a professional musician, and we have also discussed how he used to practice music on the bank of the Ganga river for hours and he became perfect in the art of playing Shehnai. We have also seen that he had his program in the All India radio and he impressed all his listeners. Bismillah Khan also played Shehnai from the Red Fort at the time of independence, that is 15th August 1947. Now let us continue from para 8. Open your textbook children and follow the reading. Bismillah Khan has given many memorable performances both in India and abroad. His first trip abroad was to Afghanistan, where King Zahir Shah was so taken in by the maestro that he gifted him priceless Persian carpets and other souvenirs. The king of Afghanistan was not only the one to be fascinated by Bismillah's music. Film director Vijay Bhatt was so impressed after hearing Bismillah play at a festival that he named a film after the instrument called Goonj Uti Shehnai. The film was a hit and one of Bismillah Khan's compositions, Dil Ka Khilona Hai Toot Gaya, turned out to be a nationwide chartbuster. Despite this huge success in the celluloid world, Bismillah Khan's ventures in film music were limited to two: Vijay Bhatt's Goonj Uti Shehnai and Vikram Srinivas' Kannada venture Sanadi Appanna. I just can't come to terms with the artificiality and glamour of the film world, he says with emphasis. Awards and recognition came thick and fast. Bismillah Khan became the first Indian to be invited to perform at the prestigious Lincoln Center Hall in the United States of America. He also took part in the World Exposition in Montreal, in the Cannes Art Festival and in the Osaka Trade Fair. So well known did he become internationally that an auditorium in Tehran was named after him, Tahar Mosque Ustad Bismillah Khan. National awards like the Padma Shri, the Padma Bhushan and the Padma Vibhushan were conferred on him. Dear children, now I'll explain these three paras. Bismillah's first journey abroad was to Afghanistan, where he impressed the king of Afghanistan so much that the king gifted him many priceless Persian carpets and other souvenirs. One of the film director, Vijay Bhatt, was so impressed after hearing Bismillah Khan's Shehnai at a festival that he named a film after the instrument called Goonj Uti Shehnai. The film was a hit and his composition Dil Ka Khilona Hai Toot Gaya turned out to be a nationwide chartbuster. Despite being successful, Bismillah Khan didn't take to the celluloid world because he was unable to come to terms with its glamour or the artificiality. Bismillah Khan believed in simplicity and had highest level of thought. Remember, children, Bismillah Khan's ventures in film music were limited to only two films, that is Vijay Bhatt's Goonj Utti Shehnai and Vikram Srinivas' Kannada movie Sanadi Appanna. Awards and recognition came to Bismillah Khan, and he was the first Indian to be invited to perform at the prestigious Lincoln Center Hall in the United States of America. Several national awards like the Padma Shri, the Padma Bhushan, and the Padma Vibhushan were conferred onto him. In 2001, Ustad Bismillah Khan was awarded India's highest civilian award, the Bharat Ratna, with the coveted award resting on his chest and his eyes glinting with rare happiness. He said, "All I would like to say is teach your children music. This is Hindustan's richest tradition. Even the West is now coming to learn our music." In spite of having travelled all over the world, Khan Sahab, as he is fondly called, is exceedingly fond of Benares and Dumaran, and they remain for him the most wonderful towns of the world. A student of his once wanted him to head to Shehnai school in the USA, and the student promised to recreate the atmosphere of Benares by replicating the temples there. But Khan Sahab asked him if he would be able to transport river Ganga as well. Later, he is remembered to have said, "That is why, whenever I am in a foreign country, I keep yearning to see Hindustan. While in Mumbai, I think of only Benares and the holy Ganga. And while in Benares, I miss the unique Mata of Damaran." Ustad Bismillah Khan's life is a perfect example of the rich cultural heritage of India, one that effortlessly accepts that a devout Muslim like him can very naturally play the Shehnai every morning at the Kashi Vishwanath temple. Ustad Bismillah Khan passed away on 21st August 2006 at the age of 90 after a prolonged illness. He was given a state funeral, and the government of India declared one day of national mourning. Look at the box, children. Shekhar Gupta. When partition happened, didn't you and your family think of moving to Pakistan? Bismillah Khan. God forbid. Me? Leave Benares? Never. I went to Pakistan once. I crossed the border just to say I have been to Pakistan. I was there for about an hour. I said namaskar to the Pakistanis and salam alaikum to the Indians. I had a good laugh. Reader's Digest, October 2005. Dear children, now I'll explain these paras. In 2001, Ustad Bismillah Khan was awarded India's highest civilian award, the Bharat Ratna. After getting the Bharat Ratna award, Bismillah Khan said that Indians should value their music and should teach it to their kids. Indian music is so rich that the West is now learning this art. This was a word of encouragement for the youngsters. Despite traveling so many countries over the world, he was exceedingly fond of Benares and Dumaran, and they remained for him the most wonderful towns of the world. Bismillah Khan's student had asked him to head to a music school in the USA, but he refused because he could not live outside India. The student promised that he would recreate the atmosphere of Benares by replicating the temples in the city. To this, Bismillah Khan wanted to know if his student could also transport the river Ganga. See children, from this instant, we can come to know that Bismillah Khan loved his country India, and especially two places were very close to him, Banaras and Dumaron. He also tells that whenever he was traveling abroad, his heart kept aching for his homeland. Ustad Bismillah Khan was a perfect example of India's cultural heritage because he was a symbol of secularism. Despite being a Muslim, he played Shehnai at the temples. He reflected India's core principle, unity in diversity. Simple living and high thinking has been India's age-old value which he kept with himself. He passed away on 21st August 2006 at the age of 90 after prolonged illness. He was given a state funeral by the government of India and declared one day of national mourning. There is a small column from the Reader's Digest October 2005 edition given, wherein one of the editors, Shekhar Gupta, asked him, when partition happened, didn't you and your family think of moving to Pakistan? To that question, Ustad Bismillah Khan tells that, God forbid, me thinking to leave Banaras? No, never. I have visited Pakistan once. I have crossed the border just to say I have been to Pakistan. I was there for about an hour and I greeted all the Pakistanis and Salam alaikum to the Indians, and I had a good laugh. Bismillah Khan was a renowned musician and a true Indian. He loved his country so much that whenever he used to travel, he used to miss his country. Dear children, I hope you have understood this biography, The Shehnai of Bismillah Khan. Thank you. Happy learning.